TPS Valério, nous connaissons que la communauté est vraiment alarmée de date que vous bail. Ça veut dire que à partir de janvier, je crois, et moun yo pral commencer à avoir un problème parce que gen doit voyer pile moun retourner en Haïti. Et nous même dans Téléimage nous concernés de ça et c'est ça qui fait que moi réalise autant visiter et Congresswoman maintenant qui c'est madame Yvette Clarke dans Brooklyn pour prendre plus d'informations pour moun yo. Et qui ça exactement Valério qui sorti de interview ça à côté réalisé avec Congresswoman là.
Très bien. Et c'est un Congresswoman qui faut nous dire qui lui-même tout l'aime garder m'a suivi de près moi que les pencher sur affaires TPS. Pas seulement pour haïtiens, pour communauté immigrant yo, pour tout le monde qui a un problème, c'est pas seulement haïtien qui a TPS, mais particulièrement pour haïtiens yo, les pencher sur lui tout, il tape travail, il tape gourmet, il a essayé ouais qui gens capable et ben demander administration Trump là pour capable prolonger TPS 6 mois pour 12 mois pour haïtiens au moins ça nous t'ai joindre parce que nous connaissons nous pas joindre 12 mois, nous joindre 6 mois et déjà j'en suis dit là tout à l'heure Barbara, janvier année prochaine, si je ne me trompe pas dans 20 ou 21 janvier, et ben c'est pour la date butoir là, date qui va arriver côté que haïtiens si nous pas ranger papier nous, ça pas un papier ranger yo capable déporter nous voyer nous tourner dans pays nous en Haïti. Donc situation grave. Mais nous t'aller tout pour nous parler. Et si nous remarquer, mon cap regarder nous même dans Téléimage, les n'a rencontré mon yo comme ça, on a fait interview avec, on a posé des questions et après interview, nous chita parler avec eux, nous demander et nous essayer inviter eux pour qui sont capables de travailler pour résoudre problème pour haïtiens, pour immigrants haïtiens. Et nous demander c'est comme si nous font lobby au côté, nous dit regarde ce qu'a fait pour nous pour frères sœurs nous et madame Congresswoman honorable Congresswoman Yvette Clarke promet nous même dans Téléimage que la travail. Il dit que le travail avec sénatrice Mia Love qui sont haïtiennes d'ailleurs, elle a parlé de ça dans l'interview. Il y a deux femmes ça, ils mettent tête ensemble puis ouais en dedans Black Caucus qui sont capables de convaincre l'administration pour bail haïtien ça extension 12 mois et après 12 mois, c'est là me poser question ça pourrait le passer. Après 12 mois, bon on nous dit que les haïtiens là cap garder qui a TPS, d'ailleurs nous-mêmes déjà nous capables bail au conseil là, dégager nous ranger papier nous et puis c'est que on a parlé, créole comprendre qui gens pour nous ranger papier nous. C'est marié pour nous marier américain parler clair avec nous. Dégager nous ranger papier nous pas arrêter avec statut TPS parce que TPS ça veut dire
tout le temps tout Valérie TPS justement son bail temporaire.
TPS avait dit temporary protected status. Donc on a une interview pour nous attendre Congresswoman Yvette Clarke. Après interview nous chita ensemble avec lui comme politicienne américaine, bon c'est pas politique qui ba nous. Mais lui promettre Téléimage que le travail pour communauté à la pour qui gens éventuellement les capable joindre extension 12 mois ça. Nous pensons que après interview, je me senti que comme si tu as un espoir pour haïtien et TPS après que madame Congresswoman Yvette Clarke parle ensemble avec nous dans le micro Téléimage, on a suivi l'interview.
On a regardé.
It is a pleasure, a real pleasure to have the Honorable Congresswoman Yvette Clarke with us at Téléimage. Let's welcome you first to Téléimage. Welcome, Congresswoman.
Well, thank you for having me, Valerio. This is a really important issue we're going to discuss today, and I appreciate you taking the time to visit with me.
And we see you in the forefront of the battle for the TPS, for all Caribbean, for all immigrants, and specifically the Haitian community. What are the updates? What are we looking at now that we're talking?
Well, we are looking at a continued push to get this administration to recognize that a 6-month TPS is not acceptable, that we require the customary 18 months so that individuals who are covered under TPS can continue to get their work authorization, continue to send remittances back home while we look at the conditions on the ground and do a real analysis of what's required right now of those individuals who are here under that status as it pertains to their contributions to the recovery and reconstruction of Haiti.
And we do remember we've seen Mr. Kelly going to Haiti, visiting Haiti. Mr. Kelly from the Homeland Security, he came back, and still we haven't seen any changes in the administration behavior.
Well, let me say this. His visit, Secretary Kelly's visit to Haiti was a disappointment to me. For him to go and spend 4 hours at the presidential palace does not indicate an interest in really understanding the conditions on the ground and why TPS is so very important to the Haitian American community here as well as the Haitian people back home. We know that there's been an outbreak in cholera. We know that there was devastating Hurricane Matthew that ravaged the cities of the South. We also recognize that there's still much work to be done in terms of rebuilding and reconstruction. There's still about 250,000 people living in inhabitable living conditions, but making the best that they can given the resources that are provided. And so we know that those Haitians who were able to come to the United States due to the TPS in the wake of the earthquake in 2010 are providing a valuable service to their families back home, but are actually enlisted in the service of the United States in terms of what we do and what we say we stand for in terms of humanitarian aid to the nation.
Definitely. And we're looking at more than 50,000 Haitians living under the TPS status here, possibly facing deportation. Now, let's talk about the reality of things. What are these people facing now that we're talking? 6 months after, what happened?
That's a good question, and that's why we have to continue to advocate, because my understanding is that Secretary Kelly says he's going to do this 6 months and then reevaluate. But who can live their lives that way? Individuals have been here for 7 years now and have acquired, habitable conditions for themselves, their families. They're working for companies that would need any notice. It's extremely disruptive to put people in this precarious position, what I call the short runway. Because if indeed his intention is to say 6 months and that's it, that doesn't give individuals enough time to do the type of preparation that they would need to do. And beyond that, we know what a shock this will be to the economy of Haiti and to the nation to see close to 60,000 people being returned summarily into the conditions that currently exist in the nation, the nation and government being unprepared, quite frankly, to receive them.
Yes, indeed. You say it so well. Now, let's talk about the fight for the TPS. We see you in the forefront of this fight, of this battle here. What has been done so far, and how are we moving? What can the community or the elected official do? Join forces with you to implement or to make things happen in the favor of those, the Caribbean community, the immigrants, and specifically the Haitian people?
Absolutely. That's a great question. And I think it's important that we recognize, particularly Haitian Americans who are voters in the United States of America, that they need to make their preferences known. They need to be writing letters and emails to Secretary Kelly, making him aware that there have been many members on both sides of the aisle that have said that we expect this administration to follow humanitarian norms that have been established in this country, and there should be no departure from that norm in the case of Haiti. In particular, we are concerned that the individuals who are here under temporary protected status be given the full 18-month protected status, and that the Secretary work with members of Congress to do a thorough assessment of what is taking place in Haiti at this particular time, and whether in fact the conditions on the ground with the economy and with the people warrant intervention from our country to make sure that we can maintain stability for the nation. Because again, a short runway of 6 months is extremely destabilizing, not only to the nation that would have to receive these close to 60,000 individuals, but to our nation and our community, where they are also doing a double duty, stabilizing our neighborhoods and contributing to the economy of the United States of America.
Now, tell me, you in Washington in the Congress, what is the tendencies? What are you seeing? What are you hearing about the TPS, about this specific situation, and in the corridors of the politics in Washington, both Democratic and Republican parties. What do you feel can happen? Do we have hope?
I believe we have hope. On our side of the aisle, the Congressional Black Caucus is on the record having sent a letter to Secretary Kelly, letting him know that this is most inhumane of him to not take the time to do the work that needs to be done, to do a thorough assessment, and to grant a full TPS status to these individuals who are here and who are providing such a valuable service to our nation and to their homeland. On the other side of the aisle, we have a Haitian American, Mia Love of Utah, who has been working her colleagues, I have to tell you, working overtime to get their focus on this issue, having them understand what the imperative is for this administration to change course and be focused on granting a full measure of temporary protective status. Together, she and I are working to get our colleagues on a trip to Haiti so that we can look at it for ourselves to really drive home that issue. And we're also looking to partner with quite a few senators on the Senate side of the Congress. So we have by no means stopped our advocacy. I think it is very important, and I know from my knowledge of the Haitian community here in the United States, in New York, that when we mobilize, we can make things happen. And we haven't seen a mobilization of Haitians in the United States since the days of the stigma behind HIV/AIDS. And we need to recognize that this is an opportunity for us to show our strength, to show that we too are Americans who have the right to advocate for our homeland like all other immigrant groups that come here, whether it's Jewish people for Israel, Irish people for Ireland. I say Haitians for Haiti.
Definitely. Well said. Now let's talk to this lady that's watching you now. She's under TPS. She's a Haitian lady working here in the States. She has a home. She has kids and all that. She has TPS, and 6 months from now, we're talking about January 20th, about that date, she might face deportation. Let's talk about this gentleman looking at you now and wondering what will be his future. What could you tell them? What should they do? What can they do for now?
Well, I think that for right now, they need to concentrate on continuing to live life as dictated through their current authorization. If they're employed, continue to work there. But I would say there needs to be a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. We cannot have our people put in jeopardy because we're not preparing. I would say that particularly if their children were born in the United States, they need to reach out to their congressional representative to make sure that they are aware, whether it's through writing, through their clergy, that they are aware that their children are U.S. citizens and they don't want to see families separated. So we need to use every possible avenue to appeal to the U.S. government to change course and to open up, again, the runway to the customary 18-month TPS while we sort out all the other concerns that we have about the immigration system in the United States, as well as the impact to Haiti were these individuals to be extracted from our economy where they're sending remittances home. We need to be able to quantify what that means in terms of GDP. We know that overall the remittances that come from Haitians, Haitian Americans, Haitian residents in the United States to Haiti is a very significant part of the GDP, which is helping with the recovery and rebuilding efforts. And so we need to maintain that, do a maintenance of effort. Any decrease in that sets the nation back tremendously. And the United States, one of our closest neighbors, the nation of Haiti, needs to see us step up and be a part of making sure that there's a stable environment for the Haitian people to grow and to prosper. And this is all part and parcel of that. So what I would say to individuals right now is to continue under the protection that you have to, complete, the work that you're doing with whomever you may be employed with, or if you own a business, given your individual circumstances, reach out to the congressional representatives in the areas where you are so we can look at each individual circumstance and be able to give guidance to those individuals. So a family that was started in the United States is different from a single individual. A person who owns property or a business will be different from someone who is employed by an employer. Someone who is employed by a U.S. employer and that skill is in very high demand, and that individual has that skill, there are avenues that we can pursue to assist that person as well. So we need to look at every individual circumstance that comes with the individuals who are currently here under protected status so that we can give the best guidance possible. I don't think that there is one blanket way for each individual. It's going to be based on their particular circumstances.
And we do understand that. We have nurses that are under TPS status. We have engineers, all kind of people. Now, have you encountered any cases of Haitian, I don't want to stay on the Haitian, but Caribbean or immigrant under TPS being deported, being arrested by ICE? At the time, we us covered the stories of the community being alarmed by these rumors, we would say. But are you aware of it, or have you encountered such things?
I haven't encountered anyone who's covered under TPS. However, we must bear in mind that anyone who is here in resident status or undocumented are still vulnerable to the movements of ICE. So some individuals throughout the Caribbean community may have been in an arrangement under the Obama administration to check in with the immigration courts, and we're finding that is one of the prime areas where if an individual has a conviction, they may be apprehended. And so I'm trying to make sure that people are educated and informed and then have to make the decisions that are best for themselves and their families. My job right now is to get as many people on board in Washington for comprehensive immigration reform, while at the same time fighting for TPS. But in the long run, the only way that we're going to be able to give the ultimate protection to immigrants, particularly from the Caribbean region and that live in our constituency, is for us to have comprehensive immigration reform. So as we advocate for TPS, we should also shame the Congress into doing its job. Our immigration system has been broken for quite some time now, and it is a shame to see families separated in this day and age because we have not done the work that we are called to do in Washington, which is to update our immigration system. And it leaves us all vulnerable, quite frankly, in a community where we have so many blended families and where people would be concerned about reporting crimes or being victims of crime or witnessing a crime or having to go and seek help for their health. We need to make sure that we bring stability to our communities as well, because we welcome blended families in our community. They are an integral part of our growth and our development as a community, and we contribute just like any other immigrant community to the building of this nation. So we need to stand up now, and everyone who has citizenship in the Haitian community, it's time to get active. It's no more just, let someone else will take care of it. We all have to raise our voice. If you use Facebook, if you use Twitter, whatever means you have, if you have to write letters, if you have to make phone calls, it's well worth it, because at the end of the day, this is our community that has to be protected, and no one will protect that community better than we will.
But there have been some petitions out there. I mean, I came across 3 of them.
Yes.
What are the impact of those petitions? What's the follow-up?
Well, I'm sure that many of them have already been submitted to the Department of Homeland Security, but it has to be an avalanche. There has to be massive numbers. They need to look at this and say, let me think again. Haitian Americans are in every major city in this nation and can be the margin of victory for many of these elected officials. And so we have to recognize our power, and we have to maximize on our power. No one else is going to do that for us. And when we don't do that, other agendas will determine our fate. And we're seeing that manifested today.
We want to thank you for your time. Thanks to you, and hopefully we'll see you in Haiti soon, visiting Haiti. Yes.
Valeria, I have been to Haiti twice before, but I have not been recently, particularly since the hurricane. I've been trying to get there, but we're looking, Miss Mia Love and I, to gather some of our colleagues and to get there as soon as possible.
That's great. That'll be great. And Image will be following you on that. And we want to thank you again, from your mom to yourself now in Congress. Thanks for being half Haitian somehow, Haitian somewhere in your heart, supporting the community and defending our cause. Thank you again.
Well, Haitians in New York have been part of our beloved family for generations now. And so when one of us is hurting, all of us are hurting. We cannot allow that. And so I'm going to fight to make sure that there's respect for our community, and that's everyone in our community.
Thank you again, Congresswoman Clarke. Thank you.